Hi, Sean. How's things looking on the injury front after the international break?
A few knocks. Vid's come back with a bit of a knock, so we'll wait and see on that one. Probably touch and go. We'll make a decision on that. Charlie Taylor before had a couple of knocks, so a little bit touch and go on him. Maxwell's come through fine and he trained today, full training, so we're expecting that he should be available. The only one we've got missing, knocks of injury, but because of COVID, unfortunately, is Ben Mee. He's fine, but he's tested positive, so he has to go through the protocols before he comes back in. And no one was with him either, so it's a single moment in time.
Who is that? Sorry.
Ben Mee.
Oh, right. And when did he test positive? How long will he be isolating for?
Yeah, we're waiting because we have to go through the protocols now. To testing and stuff like that. So we'll wait and see. That's
obviously a big blow for you ahead of the weekend.
Yeah, well, Nathan played the last game and thought he did a good job. That's what we brought in there to do. So, another obvious chance, if selected, that he plays.
And Maxwell coming through, important that you have him available as well for the weekend.
It's important we keep players fit, simple as that. We've got a tough start, but it wouldn't help if you got injured players, that's for sure. So we want to keep players fit. As I've said many times, been generally actually quite pleased with the performance levels, but we've got to make sure that we keep as many players fit to give us that kind of adaptation to the games we're playing and against the teams we're playing to try and win, obviously.
During the international break, the big news off the field was the Newcastle takeover. Can I just get your thoughts on that, Sean?
Thoughts in the respect of it's a takeover. It's been ratified to my knowledge. It happens. That's football. There's people in bigger places and bigger situations that understand more about that side of it than me. I certainly don't agree or disagree whether them takeovers can happen. The league have to do that.
And how do you think it will affect the dynamic at the bottom of the table?
No, we don't know. It's too early to tell. A lot of noise about changes, a lot of noise, possible managers, possible staff, possible players. Well, you can't change it all. Well, you certainly can't change it all now. You can't change the players now. So who knows? What direction that club goes in under new ownership. So we'll have to wait and see.
Do you think that potentially come January, beyond January, Newcastle will not be in the relegation battle they're in now?
I have no clue. It's down to them to start their own business. Fortunately, I stay focused on our business.
And in terms of your business, no win in 7. Is it cause for concern or still too early for you to worry?
No, it's cause for reality. I've been down this road before, unfortunately. It's tough. The Premier League, I say it all the time, and every manager does, it's tough. The expectation, the demands on yourself, delivering. I'd prefer to be playing well at the moment, which I think we are generally playing well, that is. Obviously, we've got to tidy up the details. That's quite apparent. I think you'd prefer that as a future thought for the team, but equally, I've always said you'll take a stuffy one. Sometimes it takes a stuffy one, a lucky one, a twist of fate, something falls in the right direction. That hasn't quite gone our way. We're working hard to make it go our way. But no, it's a reality of the Premier League. It's a tough division. It always is, and especially for teams like us. Not just us, there's a number of teams. It's forever tough.
What do you think needs to change then for a bit of change of luck? Is it anything you can put your finger on?
Put the ball in that end. Stop it going in that end. That's what needs to change. That usually makes it happen. That usually wins football matches, in my experience. We've got to do that right. We've done it in the past. We're not a million miles away, in my belief. But you can mess around with it all you want, and you can talk about all the variances. But that's been the difference so far this season. We haven't taken chances when we should have done to kill games off, or certainly control moments in games that were important. And we've let some softer than usual goals in. So we've got to make sure that both ends of the pitch are right. I don't think we're far away from doing that. But the difference between not far away and doing it is the key. We've got to make sure that we do it. We've got to make sure we turn chances into goals and make sure we keep the other end closed, as we did do against Norwich. Pretty well, I thought.
You won't thank me for reminding you that the last 4 trips to City have ended 5-0. Is there ever a psychological element to that? Does that have a psychological impact when a team has a record like that against you? I'm
pleased you did remind me, actually, because I'd forgotten, quite obviously. You tend to when that run of results goes against you. But no, look, they're a top side. There's no two ways about it. There's many top sides in their division. They are certainly up amongst them without a shadow of a doubt. Top manager, top group of players. They've spent a lot of money, but very wisely, in my opinion, with some top talents, and they mould it into a very good unit. These are very tough challenges. The idea of the psychology of it, I mean, it's not always that, it's sometimes down to the fact that they're a top side. And when you play top sides, it can happen. On the other hand, we have beaten them. We have drawn against them. We won at Liverpool last year. We won at Arsenal last year. I mean, things can change, but statistically and analytically, it's very, very tough against the top sides.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, James. On to Rebecca, please.
Hi, Sean.
Hiya.
Just going off the back of what James just said then, do you ever look at stats and kind of use them with the players in kind of a bit to motivate them, especially with the Man City stats?
Not so much to motivate. We sometimes use the analytics and the stats to show a picture, of when we played these sides, our record against these sides, not just Man City, but the top sort of 6 or 8 clubs. Not usually though. No, we use it more for our needs as a coaching staff to work out what we think the team can do better. The team here, we've got a great group here. I believe in them wholeheartedly, forever proud of them, and they feed back well. They know the script, they know the things that they can do better. We sometimes just reinforce what they know already, and what they share with us as a group.
International break too, you had Nathan Collins, Connor Roberts and Chris Woods playing. Did you manage to catch any of the games?
No, well, bits and bobs. I try when I can and switch off a little bit and take my own mind away from football because you need a break. But yeah, bits and bobs, enough to know what went on. I think it's important for the players as well. I like the idea. I know international football gets questioned sometimes and you might get injuries and things like that, but I've always thought it was the right thing to do. So, when players go away, I think it's right for them. It's right to go and play for their countries when they can. A very proud moment, I'm sure. Didn't do it, but I'm sure it's a very proud moment for them and their families. So, never had a problem with it, but once they're away, let them get on with it.
An international break for you and the players that are left at the training ground. Do you use that as a chance to kind of regroup and look over the last few games before?
Well, it's not that easy because, your players are away. A number of players are away, some recovering from injuries and that sort of thing. I mean, when we can, we do. But it's more when they come back together. That's when we maybe have just a reminder with the players on some of the things that we think are important going forwards.
How do you manage to motivate the players, especially when results aren't going your way at the moment?
Well, they're a wise enough group to know the obvious motivation, which is you've got to change things. You have to work to change things. And, one of the many millions of sayings I believe in is, you can't wait for it to happen. You've got to make it happen. So they know that. The motivation is clear. I think the energy and the performance levels, have been good. I think they know where they're at. I think they understand the league they're in and the challenges of it. So I think motivation-wise, they're always in pretty good shape. I think it's that key moment of truth, and the biggest motivator is winning football matches. That's what, when you're a player, that's what you get into it for. You want to be individually successful, of course, but trust me, when you work really hard and you win a game as a collective of people, it's a very, very rewarding feeling. So that should be motivation enough, and we just enhance that through what we do in the environment we work in.